Welcome to a new daily top Askreddit video. Today's topic: what only exists because humans are dumb. The companies that get you out of timeshares. Till there are companies who get you out of timeshares. I remember my parents spent an entire day in Bali sitting through timeshare presentations because they wanted some freebie that was advertised. On a related note, it may be that there's another thing that exists because humans are dumb. It may be me. Edit. The freebie was a trip to Hollywood, which they got but missed the flight for, making the trip very expensive. They brought me back a novelty clapboard. And then I ended up with a career in making cartoons, so in a roundabout way my life's work also exists because humans are dumb. Great. And that free gift is usually a scam. Like a free cruise, but you will be told one day in advance when it is, and if you turn it down, their obligation is filled. Wearing this costume does not enable you to fly. Tag on a Superman Halloween costume. Jerry Seinfeld had this joke. I liked his follow-up. I want to meet the person dumb enough to think that this might make him fly, yet smart enough to think to check the instructions. Pretty sure they have a warning label so that stupid people can't sue them for not putting a label. 'Cause stupid people blame others for their stupidity. Several warning markings like "Put your cat inside your microwave." What the hell kind of cat did you buy that came with a warning label? Right. Mine only says hand wash only, not dishwasher safe. The word ambulance written in reverse on an ambulance. For those people that don't realize that the huge vehicle behind them, with the flashing lights and siren is, in fact, an ambulance. So that's what those are. Welp, seems like I'm the reason the death rates in ambulances are so high in my area. Let's not get on a tangent about the topic of TV ads for prescription medication, but recently, last couple years, they started adding a sentence in the commercials. Do not take Trivexica if you are allergic to Trivexica. What happened to make that a thing that they need to mention now? Why the hell would anyone knowingly continue to put a drug in their body if they knew or realized they were allergic to it? Answer: people are stupid. I get that it's to protect them legally, but it's mind-blowing to me that it needs to be said even to do that. The part that gets me is that the statement provides no new information. For example, I would say don't eat Snickers if you are allergic to peanuts. I wouldn't say don't eat Snickers if you are allergic to Snickers. Exactly. My mom is allergic to sulfur-based medicines, so it would make much more sense to point things like that out. Edit, probably sulfur. It's a legal thing. That's also why the side effects list is so long. They have to put a disclaimer for every possible symptom that occurred in clinical trials, even if it only occurred in 1 or 2 people, so that the drug company won't be sued for neglecting to tell the consumers about unexpected side effects. It's still dumb. Edit, I've learned so much from you guys. Thank you for all the information. I'm no doctor or lawyer, so I appreciate any correction. Every time I hear those long lists is yet another reminder that drug companies should not be marketing prescription drugs direct to consumers. Flammable tags on underwear. Some of us need that warning label. Licks finger and touches ass SSSSSSSS. My ex was a flaming asshole, so I'm sure he needed that reminder. Most warning labels may cause anal leakage. Is this a box of old age you are selling? Measles. In 2000, measles was nearly eradicated, but then anti-vaxxers brought it back to popularity. Edit, I should mention it was nearly eradicated in the USA. Measles is still very prevalent in other places around the globe. There was this random anti-vaxxer who literally said instead of vaccines we should take a bit of the virus and inject it. Edit, I'm searching for the source, I will add it when I find it. Edit 2, I found it, the original was deleted and this was a repost. They've devolved so far they're starting to loop around again. The warning on my dad's old motorcycle saying this is a motorcycle and only to be used as such. Edit, holy hell, this blew up. A surprise to be sure, but a welcome one. For clarification, the original warning is in German and I translated it. For those interested it said, Dies ist ein Motorrad und nur als solches zu Gebrauch. Edit 2, grammar. I used mine as a ram once and it was pretty ineffective. It only left a small bump on the guy's cars, but it totaled me and my bike. This reminded me of the time my mom told me to break an old fence down when I was little. But I also wanted to ride my bike. So the obvious answer was to ride the bike into the fence at full speed. Broke the front wheel and handlebars and smashed my sack into the handlebar stem. Fence held its ground. The Darwin Awards. I still love the account /DC Concert 1. Edit, I have been suitably corrected, it was Metallica. I don't know that one. Research time. Edit, did not find the XC one, but there is one at a Kiss concert. I found something to do in lockdown, thanks op. My favorite is the gasoline truck driver. When they get back to the yard, they would fill the tanks with water to evacuate the leftover fumes. It was late at night and he wanted to see how full his tanks were, but he didn't have a flashlight to see into the tank. But he did have a cigarette lighter. You can see where this goes. A friend of mine did this when we were about 13. He lit a match over the opening of his motorcycle fuel tank. He once had straight hair. My favorite is the 4 drunk friends trying to smoke a raccoon out of a large pipe. They start a small 4 and can't get the smoke to go into the pipe due to it lying horizontal. They get the idea to lift and tilt the pipe, but set the fuel can next to it. The can falls over and detonates, flinging the 2 at the far end of the pipe, killing the 2 at the fireplace end of the pipe, and firing a flaming raccoon about 200 yards into the distance. Unconfirmed, but enjoyable. Edit, as someone who has swung a golf club poorly, the 4 is staying. I know a lot of people say warning labels, but let's be honest. Warning labels have probably never stopped stupid people from doing stupid things. They're just there to protect corporations from getting lawsuits. But the most ridiculous warnings only exist because some idiot actually did that stupid thing. They're there to protect the company, sure. But they wouldn't be necessary if the dumb thing hadn't already happened in an earlier iteration. Warnings on hammers saying this object can cause damage if you strike yourself. The belief of a flat earth. This is by far my favorite conspiracy just to laugh at just cause like. Why? Who would lie about that? What is there to gain from people thinking the earth is actually a globe? Exactly. A huge scientific organization found out the earth is truly a disk, but the masses should know what. Fucking, why? My cousin believes this conspiracy theory because the Bible says Jesus went up on a mountain and saw his entire kingdom. I guess the dude had eyes 1000x better than a hawk. People are so profoundly stupid. A sense of meaning in life. If they feel like they possess secret knowledge others do not have, it may give them a feeling of purpose. It likely also works as a form of neo-tribalism, where they can find a sense of belonging in a community of flat earthers. About half of what a hospital does. Of course, the side that deals with sickness isn't there because we're dumb, but the part that deals with glass bottles being stuck inside anuses is there because we're dumb. I'd argue half of what the emergency room at a hospital does, but not half of what the entire hospital does. A hospital does a lot of things outside of the Most warning labels. Do not pick up lawnmower while blades are in motion. Do not drive after taking this narcotic painkiller /sleeping pill. Do not use this curling iron internally. I don't remember which comedian said it, but maybe we should remove all warning labels from products and let the stupid people weed themselves out. Edit, okay, I get it. Multiple comedians have made this point. I don't know which one I heard it from. You can stop replying with names of comedians. Thank you. Then smart people would sue the companies after using the product badly on purpose. Yes, there are stupid people, but there are also really smart lawyers looking for liable companies. True. It's a shame judges don't or can't exercise more discretion in saying, "Counselor, your client shoved a heated curling iron up his ass. Get the fuck out of my courtroom." The Emoji Movie. Having watched it, I firmly believe it was the product of Columbia Pictures going through Pixar's trash and finding an initial concept for Inside Out. That's also my exact theory for Riverdale borrowing a scrapped Sabrina plot, but nobody here enjoys shitty CW shows. Zero tolerance policies. You have been banned from /r/Pyongyang. Zero tolerance policies aren't because people are stupid, it's because people are lazy. They don't want to spend the time and effort to figure out what actually is going on. Bruh, I'm saying, though. Administrators think punishing everyone involved makes them seem fair, when it's really just victim blaming and laziness. Gluten-free on bottled water. It sounds crazy, but it might mean it's not filtered out in online shopping. Some things you would never expect to have gluten in them do. As the world moves away from plastic straws and look for biodegradable options, some actually have wheat in them. I've had customers who this took by surprise and now they have to check everything. It may sound ridiculous, but there are actually genuine reasons for it. Dated a girl who had a gluten intolerance. That shit's no joke. Felt bad for her when it came to that. Couldn't eat anything unless it was certified gluten-free. She'd be sick for a day or two if any gluten was ingested. Edit, believe I meant to say celiac disease. Fun fact, many shampoos and body washes contain gluten and will make people, like my mother with celiac edit, as well as other issues relating to gluten and other health issues I'm not getting into, break out. Sadly, these labels are necessary because it's in a ridiculous amount of shit.